Hello Stampers! I've got a cute little mushroom card for you today, and we'll be using the Ringed with Nature stamp set. This is brand new from Stampin' Up. It has some really cute die set that you can get to go with this set. I'm not using it today, so I'm not highlighting it here. But I'm going to use these little mushrooms here in this set. One of the little pieces of leafy branch bits there. So we're going to get going. I'm going to use a basic white piece of cardstock that's 3.5-inch square. You can find all the dimensions for this card down below this video. Just click show more and you'll see them down there, along with all the product links that'll take you directly to my online store where you can shop with me 24/7. For this first step, we're going to need a 3x5 post-it note, and we're going to rip a hill and the top of the sticky part of this post-it note. So just start ripping it and just create like a hill shape. And we're going to put this on the bottom of our panel here. There we go. And that will mask for where we want our grass to be. I think I might move it up just a bit. There we go. So we're going to start with our lightest color for our background, which is So Saffron. And we're going to do direct to paper. And I'm going to use this short end of the ink pad, and I'm going to put some of this color in here on this bottom right corner of the unmasked area. Whoop, my post-it note slipped. Gotta watch that. So that was So Saffron. Next we're going to use Met Macaron. And I'm doing that same thing. I'm just making lines going up. Now you don't want them going straight up, you want them at an angle here. Now this isn't, there's no right or wrong way to do this. So we're going to use Balmy Blue next. Each one of these are going to be different that you do. I'm using Balmy Blue, and I'm going to go into some of that green there too. So such a fun and easy background. So that was Balmy Blue. Then we're going to add some Pacific Point. That dark blue really pops in this. And then we're going to add some purple, which is Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to add that in here. And now we have that whole background covered there. And one last thing I like to do is I like to pick one of the colors, one of the light colors, and go back over everything with it. And I'm going to do it with Balmy Blue. And I'm just running this in. And this kind of helps blend everything together, like, so it doesn't look so like it's got racing stripes. So there is that. So that was Balmy Blue. And then I'm going to take this post-it note off, and I'm going to use a blending brush and Old Olive ink. And I'm going to color in all this grassy area here with this Old Olive. And now that I have that with the blending brush, I want to make like another layer, like a hill, like on here. And I'm going to do direct to paper and just create a hill. I have my ink pad tilted, and I'm using that same edge of the ink pad, and I'm just kind of drawing a hill in there with that. All right, so now for our images. I'm going to stay with that old olive, and I'm going to stamp our little mushroom stems here. Just make sure you have the bottom of the stem down on your grassy area so they're not levitating. And while I have that old olive out, I'm going to add some of this little greenery here along the bottom of this panel. You can stamp a bunch of these. You can move the stamp kind of back and forth to create a little bit of a difference in your image there. So there that is. Now I'm going to get some basic black out here since I have this greenery image, and I want to add some plants that are more in the foreground that are going to be darker, so I'm going to stamp some of these in black also. You don't need to stamp as many as what you did with the green. And that gives you a bit of a foreground and a background. It sends those lighter plants towards the back. Alright, now we need our mushrooms tops. So I'm going to use real red for this. And I'm inking those little mushroom tops up. I love that these mushrooms are two different pieces so that you don't have to do any coloring on them. And you just line them up with your stems. Give them a good stamping. And there they are. Cute, cute, cute. I love when I can get use out of the little stamps in the stamp set, like we are today. And now we want some highlighting in here. And all these little dots on the mushroom caps, I'm going to color in with a white gel pen. And that really makes that red pop, having that white on there. And then the same thing with the stem. There's little lines going down the stems, and I'm just coloring those little lines in with the white gel pen. And that really, really brings those mushrooms out. Okay, and next I want to add in these dark areas, I'm going to add some dots up here like it's a starry sky. Just in the dark areas, the Pacific Point and the Gorgeous Grape area. Okay. So look at that. We have our main panel all done. It comes together so quick and it's kind of cute. So I'm going to back this with a basic black panel that is 1/8 larger than our main panel. So this is 3 5/8 square. It's just enough to give it a little edging. There we go. And now I'm going to flip my inky paper over here. I'm going to be working with some white cardstock. I don't want to mess my cardstock up. So I have a basic black card base here that is 5.5 by 8.5. I folded it in half for a quarter card. And inside I added a basic white panel that's 4 by 5.25. And for the outside, I took a basic white panel that's 4 1/8 by 5.5. I ran it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine using this great folder, embossing folder. It's painted textures and it gives you this textured look on it. So I ran it through using that, and then I cut 1 inch slice off of the right hand side. So we're going to adhere these to the front of this panel. And I'm going to put this on so it is even with the top and bottom and left side of the card base. And then this panel here, this 1-inch panel, will go on, and we're just going to leave a tiny little space in between these two panels. This one goes all the way over to the right. And it leaves that line there. There we go. Then we're going to add our main panel. This is a very quick card to put together. So I'm just going to adhere this to the front. There we go. You can flip that over and give it a good rub to adhere it on there really well. And then I'm just going to add a bow for some interest to the front. And I'm using this pretty ribbon that is soft succulent. And you could tie your bow leaving your ribbon attached to the spool. And that way you don't need to use, cut off way more than what you need. So I'm just going to tie my little bow here, get it all situated. I want this to be on the smaller side. There we go. And then you just cut the little legs off and you have your bow. There we go. And see, I only wasted that much ribbon instead of way more than what I normally would. So it's easy to leave that ribbon attached to the spool while you're tying. I'm going to get some mini glue dots here, and I just want to attach this bow here to the bottom left corner. I'm going to add a couple of these little glue dots. I just press my ribbon into the glue dots and then add it to the bottom. There we go. There's our finished card for today. I hope you enjoyed this project and it inspires you to get inky. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.